Okay. Trying out a new recording program here, so we'll see how this goes. Um, we're doing some inequalities with just one variable, so answers will go on a number line. So let's take a look. I'll solve these two different ways. These first couple ones, two different ways. But one of the ways will be sign analysis, which is not always the quickest way, but it is probably the most reliable for stuff that we're moving towards in this course. So the first method is just kind of doing it directly. So in this case, you almost solve it like it's an equation. I'm going to distribute that 3, so that turns into minus 6, and then plus 1. I'm going to combine like terms. So that turns into minus 5. I don't know, let me bring the x's over to this side. So minus 3x, minus 3x. So then this turns into 5 minus 6x is greater than negative 5. And then I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. So now it's negative 6x is greater than negative 10. And then I'm going to divide by negative 6. And remember, if you divide by a negative, you have to flip the sign because it's negative. So now x is going to be less than negative 10 divided by negative 6, which is 10 sixths, which is another way you can reduce that fraction to 5/3. And then you can just graph your number line. There's 5/3. X is less than it. It's not equal to it, so it's less than, going that way. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. The other way is the sign analysis way. And so for sign analysis, what you want to do first is solve the corresponding equation. Solve the related equation for the boundary points. So the related equation is just the same thing, but with equals now. 3x minus 2 plus 1. Now, I'm not going to work all this out. It's basically the same exact work we just did, but with equal signs instead of inequalities. And at the end, you get x equals 5/3. So then you make your number line, and you put 5/3 on it. And then you test. You test over here, something like x equals 0. And you test over here, something bigger than 5/3, like x equals 10. And so then if you test x equals 0 in the original, 5 minus 3 times 0, you're checking, is that greater than 3 times 0 minus 2 plus 1? This side is 5, and this side is negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5. So this is true. And then if we test x equals 10, we get 5 minus 3 times 10, and we're checking, is that greater than 3 times 10 minus 2 plus 1. And so this side over here is negative 25. The other side, 3 times 8 is 24 plus 1 is 25. And that's definitely false. Negative 25 is not bigger than 25. So now we know this region's covered. And the dot that goes there, if you go back to the original, it was less than, or it was greater than, but not equal to. There's no equals there. So that's got to be an open dot. Okay, so that's 13A. I'll do 13B in a separate video.